Hello everyone! Thank you for tuning into my channel. So today I'm coming to you with a video sharing with you the 5 types of goals you need to be setting in 2017. And as we approach the new year, or depending on when you watch this video, it may just be around the new year, or maybe you're watching it in the middle of the year and you're just thinking about, how do I set some goals for myself? I felt like this video would be great for you. Now, before I get into the video, for those of you who are my loves that follow me on social media, you're following me on my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, you probably already know that I recently launched a podcast called the Jenell B Stewart podcast. And if you currently love podcasts and you are subscribed to several of them already on iTunes, please add me to your list. Just click on the link in the description box below. And if you have never listened to a podcast ever in your life and you're like, what's a podcast? It's essentially a talk station, like a talk radio station, without like music, I guess, or maybe some people have music. It's pretty much what you would get from a radio talk show, you know? And if you're someone who loves YouTube and you love the visual of YouTube, you may also find that you enjoy listening to podcasts because you can kind of do them in your own time. I personally love listening to podcasts. When I'm driving in my car, I connect my mobile phone to my car and I can listen, or I'll listen to it when I'm traveling on the train, commuting to Manhattan for something. I'll just put my headphones on and I listen to them right on my mobile phone. And even sometimes when I am like twisting my hair up at night for bed, I'll listen to a podcast. And if you've never listened to a podcast before, let my podcast be the first one that you listen to. So the tips that I'm giving to you today, the 5 types of goals you need to be setting for 2015. I actually shared this already on my podcast, so I'm going to get into it, but I'm not going to go as in depth, because another thing about podcasts is people are more open to listening to a podcast that is 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes. People will listen to podcasts that are that long. But if I try to replicate that here on YouTube, it is very, very challenging to get a good level of viewership on the same type of conversations. So that's also part of the reason why I'm not going to spend the next 35 minutes just talking about these tips, because I know that the analytics don't lie. No one's gonna listen through to the very end. And if there are people that will do my ride or die loves, and I love y'all for that, it's gonna be so few that the effort that goes into it just doesn't match. So without further ado, thank you so much for tuning in today. Let's get into the 5 types of goals you need to be setting for 2017. So I actually started setting goals back when I just graduated from college. For me, it was the first time that I needed to make something that I needed to hold myself accountable to. Prior to that, I had things I wanted to do with my life, and college was like the highest achievement that I needed to achieve, and it really wasn't even like a goal I set for myself. Not that I didn't want to go, but it was something that my parents had decided for me very long ago, like this was the trajectory of your life, you're gonna go to college. So it was one of those things, and it wasn't until after college that I actually needed to create goals for myself. And I obviously have been writing goals for some time, because I actually graduated from college in 2006. 2007 is when I walked, but I was done in 2006, and so it's been years. So with that being said, these are the 5 types of goals that I tend to create for myself every single year. This list is, I would say, all-inclusive. I don't think that you need to create goals outside of what I'm going to share with you today. And I feel like it encompasses everything you would create, any type of goal you would need to create. So pretty much these are the only types of goals you really need to create, honestly. So the first type of goal you need to create is one for your personal life. And this will include any learning you want to do, any hobbies that you want to do, any traveling you want to do, any characteristics you want to build within yourself, any volunteer work you want to do, or community service you want to do, or any responsibilities that you want to be better at. Those are the type of goals that you want to set. So the second type of goal you want to set for 2017 is a goal in the health and fitness area. So this is typical for most people. A lot of people tend to have health and fitness goals in the new year. Everyone has a New Year's resolution of how they're going to get fit, lose weight, get healthy. But I encourage you to think outside of just weight loss goals. think of what you're going to do on a weekly basis. Like, what's going to be your physical regimen on a weekly basis? What are some foods you can incorporate into your diet that will make you healthier? What are some activities that you can plan now for the future? Like, for example, if you were on my channel about a year ago, then you know that I ran a half marathon. And prior to that, I ran a 10K and several 5Ks. And it was a buildup of goals that I had set for myself to get to that point. So maybe you want to enter into a race or some type of competitive sport or some type of competition around the health and fitness that you like, or maybe you want to do something different. I've been vegan for a year now, and that may be a goal for you to transition to eating a different type of food or transitioning to a plant-based diet. You want to also think about goals as it relates to your doctor visits. I know it's often one of those things that if you're a very healthy person, you probably don't even think about this. You know, for me, I go see my doctor every single month. I go to see my doctor at the beginning of the year. But for you, you may not have been to your general practitioner in a very long time. Or when's the last time you've seen a gynecologist? I know for a lot of people, if they're not pregnant, they don't go to see an OBGYN. And it can't be like that. You need to make sure that your health is important as well as your weight loss and exercise and stuff like that. The third type of goal that you want to create in 2017 is something around relationships. So if you're married, there's always ways you can improve on your marriage and things you can do to incorporate. I know a goal for me and my husband every single year actually has been to incorporate a date night every single month. And some months we always have our date nights, but I find during the winter it tends to be a little bit more difficult, or we lose motivation because it's so cold and we live in New York. But I actually increased our date night goal for this year, 2017, and I want us to go on 2 date nights a month. So at least so I know that by the end of the year, if we meet our goal, we will have gone on 24 dates. And I feel like for a married couple, that is much needed. So if you're not married, or you're married, you can still set goals in relationships. You can also set goals for friendships. I know for me, I have a best friend whom I've been so busy and preoccupied with work and family that I've just not been the best friend to her. And I set a personal goal for us to connect more and to communicate better and to not wait so much time in between conversations before the next time, because she's my best friend. I should be a little bit more, we should have a better relationship, and that's what I want. The fourth type of goal that you want to set for 2017 is financial goals. And financial goals start with a mindset. So start thinking about what type of mindset you want to have as it relates to money. Do you want to be better at saving? Do you want to have a better relationship with how you handle your cash, how you swipe your card, whatever that may be? Do you want to build up your savings? Are you saving for something particular? The fifth goal you want to create for 2017 is goals around your work and your career. You may have a job that you want to transition out of, or maybe you just want to get better at what you do. Maybe you want a raise. Maybe you want to be in a different position and you're looking to elevate yourself. If you're an entrepreneur, I know you have tons of goals. I'm an entrepreneur and I have tons of career goals. You also want to think about any partnerships you need to make, any collaborations you need to make or want to make, any professional conferences. You want to consider all of that. So those are the 5 goals. Those are the 5 types of goals you want to create. And I also suggest that during the year, every 3 months or so, you do a little routine checkup. Now, you will have to listen to my podcast to hear what are the 8 questions I recommend you ask yourself every 3 to 4 months, just to see where you are with your goals. So the link for the specific podcast where I talk about this can be found in the description box. And I do thank you so much for your support in advance. For those of you who do subscribe to my podcast on iTunes, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you are going to subscribe on SoundCloud, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I would love for you to leave me a review on iTunes. Every single podcast, I give a shout out to 3 of the special people who have left me a review. So I just want you to know that I thank you and appreciate you. And I will continue to bring videos like this on this channel. However, the ones that are a little bit more lengthier, they will have to live on the podcast, because I just know that people are not going to watch 40-minute videos. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Please, if you have any questions or comments as it relates to goals, or you want to share your goals with me, you can do that in the comment section below, or you can tweet me, of course, on Twitter. I'm always there. And please subscribe to this channel. And as always, I love you for watching. Bye.